What's going on, guys? This is Mason AJ with the Aficionados. I'm here with the legendary
Max Mittleman.
Oh, all right. So this video is actually going to be a little bit different because we're focusing more on the audio side than the visual side. But that doesn't mean we're going to bring you any less excitement than we normally do. Once again, we're here at Anime Weekend Atlanta, also known as AEWA 2016, and I just want to go ahead and say thank you so much for taking the time to come speak with us.
It is my pleasure.
How has your con experience been so far?
It's been great. To all the listeners, close your eyes and have a totally new experience. This is going to be amazing.
Also know this is going to be AWA After Dark, you know, as we get down to the dark nitty-gritty of the anime world. But no, speaking of the anime world, obviously your most prolific role so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, has been you are the English voice actor of Saitama, so how do you pronounce it? Saitama in One Punch Man, which has been a show that I like, and I'm gonna find. Anime has to sell itself to me. I like anime, but so much of it is covered in tropes and just boring over the same old story over and over and over again. But One Punch Man hit me like a punch in the face. I'm looking like, okay, I'm liking where this is going. And you've actually done very well in the role so far. But it's a very polarizing role because he speaks in a very tone, I guess I could say.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, when I first watched it, I only had to watch the first episode, and then I was hooked. Yeah, I mean, so it's a satire. It's not really a parody, because parody would take it in a completely different level. It's not making fun. It's it's a satire. So if you're not looking for the comedy, if you're watching it going, oh, I'm ready to watch a serious anime, turn around, leave,
run away.
Yeah.
But no, and it actually does comedy very well. A lot of people are a little bit upset, because as always in the fandoms we're seeing, One Punch Man wouldn't beat Goku, or Goku would only beat One Punch Man, etc. But nonetheless, as always, because it's a satire, it's meant to be humorous, and the show turns anime on its head a little bit. It even pokes fun at some of the tropes, especially with some of your other co-stars being very much serious anime characters, and Saitama just being like that. To be honest with you, I like the fact that Saitama is all about getting money and bitches, or probably one over the other, but still.
Sure.
What are some of the challenges you had when initially approaching the role?
When initially approaching, I think it was a challenge for Saitama. It was striking a balance between being bored, but not lazy, and a little detached, and having this all come through the voice, because it's different when it's adapted into English from Japanese. You can't, as an American actor, have those same inflections. It would sound so crazy, so kooky if you did this spoken English with the same inflections as the Japanese. I think that's what a lot of people, like, in their head, they go, well, it should have been one way, and you go, well, if we did it that way, I think you would have complained quite a bit. But yeah, that was a challenge. But having people like my director Chris Kaysen and the producer Dave from Viz kind of collaborate with me and work together, at least very closely for the first few episodes, on nailing down who the character was, not just voice, but actual character. That helped tremendously.
And with focusing so much on the character, some of your other roles, including with I always cut up I always call it Iron Will Orphans, because that's just me being a bastard, and I'm so sorry about that. But it's just like because to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, any Gundam that's not 8th MS team is automatically second rate. But the level of character and interaction that you bring to the role that you had in the Gundam series is so much different than Saitama, as it should be. But you bring heart to the role, and that's actually the one thing I can honestly say. You bring, like, in your English voice acting, you bring a level of clarity that normally doesn't come across. Is that more so your own, like, pushing into it? That's more something that you're interpreting from the Japanese version?
Well, that's kind of you to say. I appreciate it. I think that it's hard to get all the intention when you're watching the Japanese version, because unless you speak the language fluently, you're not going to understand the subtleties of what's going on. You can read subtitles, but even that's a direct translation. That doesn't really you can't translate emotion. You know what I mean? At least in subtitles.
Right.
So it's nice of you to say, and I think that any good actor would go in there and know what to do with that character and how to bring that across.
Have you had any like difficulties like when you're looking at something and maybe it's translated a certain way and you look like this, it doesn't, like, you feel like it doesn't really translate on paper, so you kind of like you try to work it out yourself?
All the time. Yeah. There's at least once a session there's something that I'm like, oh man, like that doesn't work. Usually it's you know, sometimes it's the jokes, like the setup punchline, and I think the main reason for that is because we're trying to match lip flap. So they might have a word that can only be really translated into English in 3 words or 4 words, and if there's one flap, how do you do that? That's the biggest challenge, is how do you get across that comedy with the restrictions that you have.
So speaking of translation in 3D and animation and kind of crossing from one world to the next, you've also done voice acting. So I'm not voice acting. You've done video game voice acting. I had to be very clear about that.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna say I was very surprised when I was doing my initial research for you that you found that you were Zeke in Fallout. And I'm looking like, no, it can't be. Nah, let's go back a little bit. And I'm sitting here like watching YouTube, listening to it. I'm looking like, oh, okay. Like that. With being in video games, obviously there's a much different medium, much different broad spectrum of emotion coming to it. With working with the Fallout series, did you find? First of all, are you a Fallout fan?
I'm a fan.
Ooh.
I'm not a super fan.
Ooh. What would you say you're a super fan of?
What am I?
Mass Effect.
Video game wise.
Well, video game wise.
Super fan of Halo.
Okay, I can wait. Over Gears of War?
Yes.
Ooh!
Yes. Sorry. Gears of War, the characters move way too slowly for me. I played like for 1 day, and the characters were just like, "You're gonna destroy me." Like, just move faster. I think I almost broke my thumb trying to press the control. But yeah, super fan. I love Halo. I grew up with Halo, played it all the time. Let's see, like super fan. As far as like being a super fan of franchises, not many. Being a super fan of specific games, very much so. Like Final Fantasy VIII, loved that. That was my favorite Final Fantasy.
Definitely over 7.
My favorite Final Fantasy.
Ooh.
Oh, this guy. That's not yours, but this guy.
No, it's literally the junction function system. Like, that was the one thing about that I just couldn't.
But wait a second. I played 1, 2, and 3, and then I played 8, right?
Ooh.
And then I never played 7 or 6 or anything. So that was the first one where it had 3D characters and cutscenes and beautiful images on. I played it on PC, and and I fell in love with the characters. I think I was like 10 or 11 at the time. Squall and Rinoa, or whatever you say her name, and Chxldz.
Are you looking forward to the brand new Final Fantasy coming out?
Yeah, well, I am very much. I'm very much looking forward to the game because it looks like an awesome game,
super awesome game.
But also because one of my best friends, Ray Chase, is the lead of the game.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now when I play it, because I'm definitely gonna pick it up when it comes out. Now I'm gonna be like, I gotta listen to this a little bit extra hard. Now I gotta listen. Like, you hear that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Actually, and not only is Ray Chase
and there's more,
this, but also one of my best friends, Robbie Damon, plays Prompto, which is Noctis's best friend in the game.
Okay, you know what? So at this point, I think I need for us to come like best friends, so that way like I can somehow get elevated to their level. You know?
Oh, you're just using them.
I'm not using you. The way I figure it's not so much a parasitic relationship as opposed to like symbiotic relationship, like Venom from Spider-Man a little bit.
Sure. So,
you know, I give you superpowers. You somehow feed into my ego a little bit, which also gives us all superpowers.
Okay. I'll wait to hear what these superpowers are.
See that begs the question: what would you want as a superpower?
Well, I just said in a panel, I said that my superpower would be to get out of awkward situations. My name would be Flatulence Man, and not for the reason you think. I would cause other people to have flatulence. That way, I could easily slip out of the conversation.
You know what? I usually
don't hold back your laughter. Yeah. Laugh at that.
I usually go with regeneration, but now I have to think about that for a second. Like, you know what? Like, I am involved. Like, my life is literally like a soap opera a little bit. So like, being able to get involved in situations like, it's like, Mason, it's your baby. I'll get back to you on that. So with video games, anime aside, you are definitely hitting. I'm just gonna say you are definitely hitting the world by storm. What if you can't tell us? If you can't, what roles can we look forward to seeing you in, or better yet, what roles would you like to play?
I would like to tell you things but that I can't tell you.
But the power of the NDA is strong.
When is this coming out?
This is actually coming out this weekend.
This weekend, huh? Well, I think I can say that I'm involved in Justice League Action, which is the new series. I can't say what I do yet. I think the episode airs in a few weeks, so it's soon. Or a couple weeks. Next week.
Ooh.
Oh man, I don't even know what it is. Right? I'm really excited for that.
Are you a DC fan?
What's that?
Are you a DC fan?
I am a DC fan. I like Marvel and DC.
Right. As any self-respecting nerd should.
Exactly.
Hint, nudge. I mean, don't get me wrong. Image beats both of those, but just saying.
I think I would say I watch more Marvel stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of watching more Marvel stuff, because Marvel's killing it right now with the cinematic movies. You're actually one of the few voice actors that I personally know who has both animated, video game, and also live action. You actually have made some experiences or had some work with The Big Bang Theory and one other show, 2.5 Men, which is actually, that also caught me off guard. Are you looking to branch out more into live action roles in the future?
Well, those roles were voiceover. Although I did get to go to the set, I had a trailer. They put me on the sound stage. It was cool. But I did a couple voiceover roles for them. But yeah, listen, if the opportunity arose, I would totally be down to do on camera, because that's where my training is. My training is in live action, on camera stuff.
You hear that, guys? We need to hire him for more live action roles. He's ready.
Yes, all you casting directors out there.
Well, you know what? Which unfortunately we are just out of time. AWA has we have a lot to do. We have a lot of cosplays, a lot more interviews that go like that. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with us. It was a ball. Last but not least, the last question of the day, I swear, promise, is when can we expect season 2 of One Punch Man to come out? If you could tell us that.
I don't know. And that's an honest answer. I actually have no idea. I just heard the announcement along with everybody else. That there was going to be a season 2, but I have no idea.
Like it was even a surprise with how awesome it was. Really.
Yeah.
But once again, make sure that if you guys are hearing this or watching hearing this, however you choose to interpret the information, be sure to follow my man here. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Facebook, like that. Support the craft. Make sure that you call his name. You chant out his name at those casting directors, but hey, we need this guy. We don't need Ben Affleck and Batman. We need this guy to be the next Robin, next future Batman. Something, because that needs to happen.
Perfect.
Once again, this is Mason AJ with the Aficionados with
Max Mittleman.
Oh yeah, here at AWA Anime Weekend Atlanta 2016. Tune in next time.
There you go.